And we're live. Hello, Nicegro.
What's going on, and welcome to the stream. We got the FozCast episode 2 with me, Nicegro, and Fozzie Does Things episode 2. What is going on, Fozzie?
Not a lot, man. Not a lot. How you been, man?
I've been great, man. I'm actually looking at the screen right now. Man, this is sick.
Yeah, it's actually sick, man. Usually I wouldn't let anyone do the intro, but you have absolutely god-tier lungs, an amazing voice. I thought, you know what? It's only right we let Nicegro do it, man. Honestly, I might have to get you to record something. We've got my friend SmallerOnTheOutside who did the jingle for us. If we could get you to record something for it, just get all these like content creators, get all the friends on it, all putting little pieces into the FozCast. I think that would be amazing.
I'll be more than happy to help, Fozzie.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. Reaper, thank you for that host, my dude. Welcome to anyone who's watching on YouTube or listening. Welcome if you're watching on Twitch as well. There might be a plan to put this on Spotify at a future date, hopefully. Oh, and I'm an idiot. I forgot to change the stream name and all that stuff. I thought I had everything prepared. I forgot to... Oh, man. I was so prepared doing everything, and that's the one thing I forgot to do.
Right.
So I will have to change that. Give me a second.
Take your time.
Noob streamer chat. Noob streamer. What can I say? Edit stream info. Right, hold on. Give me a sec. So underprepared. I can't believe it.
It happens.
Oh dear. Unbelievable. This could only happen to me, I think.
It's all good.
Talk shows and podcasts. There we go. Right, we're all set up.
All right.
We're all good now. So, Nicegro, if you want to tell people, the viewers, the listeners, what you're about, go ahead. We were talking before the stream what we were going to open the stream with, topics-wise, and I think that's what we decided on. So if you want to tell people what you're about, your Twitch channel, your education, things like that, your goals for the future, feel free, man. I'll just pop in and out and give you some replies. The chat will give you some responses as well, so feel free, man.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. If you guys don't know me, my name is Nicegro, a.k.a. Nick French. I'm a college graduate at the University of Louisville, have a bachelor's degree in sports administration. And what I do on Twitch is I'm a sports announcer. And like I said, I've been streaming since November of 2018, so it's been a year now. We're starting year 2 of this journey. Basically, what I'm basically known for is doing commentating Madden, commentating NBA 2K, or really commentating anything. Now, as far as my goals for the future, I would love to have the channel be a lot bigger. I would love to do a lot more collabs. I would love to do voiceover, or even, I haven't even said this yet, voice acting, like, get into all that.
Just putting them iron lungs to work, really, by the sounds of it. Get your voice on the face of, like, everything, by the sounds of it.
Right, and that's basically the goal at the end of the day. Do you want me to go ahead and say how I got started, or...
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that question anyways. What was it that got you sort of... What made you want to go and do that route with your education, going to like Louisville, doing sports administration? And how did you, what made you realise you had like the voice that made you want to do sports, like commentating? What was it? What led you to this point?
As far as the voice, as far as commentating, we go way back. We go back to when I was 5 or 6 years old, somewhere around there. My dad would always have the games on, and then I would always hear like the sports announcers on there, and I was like, man, these guys are pretty cool, because they'd be so excited to call the game. And And I think after watching it a couple times, just as a kid, I was just repeating everything that commentator said, everything that the play-by-play people would say. And I had been doing that for years. And a fun fact, I got so into it, Fozzie, that I would like after I got off work, I would literally lay in my bed. I would put an NFL game on, a game that has already been recorded, and I would do it myself. So I did that just about every night because I enjoy doing it. I thought it was fun.
So you'd mute the NFL stream, I'm guessing, and then and then you would go back over it.
Pretty much.
Do you have Discord open by any chance? I can hear your I can hear the sounds coming through. If you just want to mute them real quick, I don't know how you do that actually off the top of my head. Technical difficulties right now. I forgot to change the stream title and name.
Actually, I do not know how to turn it off, actually.
If you go to user settings, go to... Oh, God, I want to say voice and video.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I could be wrong. I don't know. There is a way to turn it off. Notifications, that's where you want to be. And then... like you can see which ones you want to mute messages for now, and then don't forget to turn them back on when you come back in. Yo, Silence, welcome on in. How you doing, my dude? It is the motherfucking FozCast. Oh Lord, that's loud.
There we go. Did it turn off? I turned off the messages.
Yeah, it did. There you go. Right.
Yeah, my fault on that. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it's all good. So we're talking about how you got into... Yo, Matty, welcome on in, dude. We're just having a few technical difficulties.
Welcome to the FozCast Silent Pass and Matty Frost 68. What's going on?
God-like lungs. Insane god lungs. So we're talking about how you got into commentary and what made you want to do that part of your degree. So you were talking about your father at a young age always had a game on, whether it be basketball or American football, I'm guessing, baseball. You like the commentary on there. So from a young age, that's what got you into that. You said you used to finish work, go home, watch a football game, mute the sound and commentate over it yourself, sort of as a practice.
That's correct.
So in terms of your commentary, what are your goals with that? I mean, obviously you have your own Twitch channel, you do your own commentary on there. Is the Twitch channel something you're trying to use to get something like more professional, like career-wise? Or is that just something you do for fun and you're going to take like commentary to its next level on its own? That makes sense.
I believe I'm doing it for both. I'm hoping to get something professional out of it at some point, but I'm also do it for fun because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy interacting with the chat, talking to everybody because, I'm a people person. I love, talking to people and all that. I mean, it's fun. It's even better when a lot of people are watching and all that. I get even more excited.
You get that hype level.
That hype level is real, and I'm telling you, it's absolutely crazy. Man, dude. And to be honest, I'm this way in real life. I have this much hype for real. I mean, this is just isn't on camera. I want to go ahead and just put this out here. What you see on the camera, me on Twitch or any other social media, that is the real me. That there's nothing fake about it at all. This is the real me. I'm this way in real life. You can ask my friends. So I wanted to go ahead and put that out there. But yeah, as far as a career, I would love to get a career with it. I plan on making a YouTube channel and putting different content on there, just trying to get my name out there. But year one was basically just trying to get my feet wet on Twitch. But let me go ahead and tell you how I actually got started with Twitch. And then it was basically at my job. So what happened was I was talking to my friends, Adrian and Johnson. We were just talking about games and stuff like that. And then it's like, they told me, have you ever heard of Twitch? And I'm like, yeah, I've heard of Twitch before. I've watched people on it. It's like, well, we have Twitch channels. You should come watch us sometime.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. But what were you saying, Fozzie?
So, like most people on Twitch, you really started out as a viewer. I'm guessing that was me too. And then I saw some like friends who do it, and some of the bigger streamers. I'm talking like Dr. Disrespect. I hate to say it, I watched Ninja at one point. But I thought, you know what, I could have a go at that. I have the personality for it. Like, I'm quite an interactive person, very much like you said. I'm a people person. Well, actually, not in real life. It's weird. I try to avoid people. But on Twitch, I feel like there's not that, like, people aren't judging you like you think in real life. You know, it's easier to interact when you know the people are coming to watch you. Versus Doctor, welcome on in. How are you doing?
Versus Doctor, welcome to the FozCast episode 2.
In godlike intros, man. Godlike introductions to people. So yeah, I really started out as a viewer. So how did you make that transition from viewing your friends doing it from work to going live? Obviously, you've gone like straight from your PS4. We've seen that from your channel. But now you've got that upgraded setup, courtesy of the Big Easy Eduardo. If you want to talk about basically how you went from that transition from viewer to streamer, what games did you start playing? Did you start like instantly with the commentary, or is that something you brought in later?
Well, believe it or not, well, let me go ahead and tell you how we got to the streaming level. Well, basically, I watched a couple of their streams. I'm like, man, this seems pretty cool. And so I go into work like the next week, and I'm talking to Adrian and Johnson at work. And I was like, yo, that's pretty cool. And then they're like, and then Adrian and Johnson's like, and they're the two that actually convinced me to do it. They're like, dude, you should do it yourself. You have the personality to do this. Is there any games that you're good at? I'm like, well, I'm good at Madden. I'm really good at NBA. And they're like, well, you should do that then. And it's like, oh, and I also left out one key fact. I actually commentate those games too. And they're like, well, why aren't you on Twitch? I'm like, well, I was really camera shy. I didn't like being in front of a camera. I didn't like being recorded. I got really nervous and really shaky, and I'm like, I don't think I could do it. But like I said, if there's no cameras around, then I'm good to go. I mean,
was there anything that sort of pushed you to do it? Like with you being camera shy, was there any sort of influence from anyone else that made you just think, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to do this? Like gave you that like push?
Yeah, yes, I'll gladly answer that. But basically, you know, I am 2 years removed from graduating college, and no jobs have been offered here or been available here where I live at in Kentucky. And, you know, I was thinking about it. I'm like, what do I have to lose? You know what I'm saying? Like, I might as well try. I'm the type that if I'm going to try something, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they convinced me to do it. I said, whatever I have to lose, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm going to give it everything I have. I'm going to slowly transition into this. I'm going to give this a shot. And believe it or not, NBA and Madden were not the first 2 games that I streamed.
Right.
Believe it or not, the first game I actually streamed was Kingdom Hearts.
Wow.
And I'm not only am I sports guys, I'm also an RPG guy. I also like, you know, role-playing game stuff like the Big Easy does. Me and him have a lot of, you know, game similarities, basically. But sports is my main one. And I was like, you know what? This is cool, but let me go ahead and start with sports. So the very first sports game I put on there, it's on my Instagram, was NBA 2K.
Right.
And I didn't have any camera or anything. I just did basketball. Like the first month that I streamed, I had no viewers at all. I didn't even get one. So I was just practicing commentary. I was slowly getting better, you know, being recorded and all that. But yeah, that was basically the beginning phase, Fozzie.
So talking about having like no viewers and stuff, everyone's kind of been there with that first month or 2 on Twitch. That actually leads into another thing I was going to ask you. At what point did you start like putting yourself out there in communities like the Discord communities, like Reaps and Peeps and all the other ones. That's how I met you, of course. You run the Reaps and Peeps basketball team. You run the Reaps and Peeps NFL. You do like a co-hosting commentary sort of style now with Big Easy, with FMJ right now. So when did you decide, you know what, I'm actually needing to get out there and push yourself into those communities? How long did that sort of take you?
Actually, that didn't take very long at all, actually. Basically, what happened was after I was streaming Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. And there was this random person that came to my stream. I didn't know who she was. And I'm pretty sure the Reaps and Peeps community know who she is. Lumpy Throne came to my stream back in December. And that's when she actually first started. She saw me playing Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is her favorite game. And basically, she came to my stream a couple times. I'm like, oh, hey, it's like, this is pretty good. And then I would come to her stream and all that. But here's how the tides change. I was streaming Kingdom Hearts, Dream Drop Distance. Lumpy Throne comes to the stream again. And I was like, man, I really do love streaming, but I wish more people were here. You know, I wasn't sitting there complaining or anything. I just, you know, I think it would just be more fun if I had more people on the stream.
People to interact with.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, it's always nice when you have like people to interact with, isn't it, in your chat, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
But absolutely. But we're going back to the story. Lumpy Throne comes on there. I'm just talking while playing the game. And Lumpy Throne's like, I actually have a good idea. I was like, you should join this community, this Discord community called Reaps and Peeps. And I'm like, who's Reaps and Peeps? I think it's like, I'm not forcing you in any way to join it, but I think you would benefit from it. You would get to meet the people that you would want. And it would be a good starting point to get yourself out there. And that's what helped her get to where she was when she was streaming. So that's what I did. I joined the Discord. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then a month later in January, then I get a DM from Reaper of Hugs himself, the leader of the Reaps and Peeps community. And he's like, you should come to one of our streams sometime. I think it'd be fun. You can do a follow for follow, get to meet two people. I didn't even know what a follow for follow was. I was so new to it. I was like fresh. So I'll go on there. I start meeting people. And then, to be honest, Fozzie, the rest is history after that. I met so many great people. February comes along, and then that was the face cam debut. But I'll go ahead and let you continue.
So, with you, with us, you've been like into sports and stuff. You said you were into sports and sports commentary from a young age. You also mentioned your education going to, was it University of Louisville, I think you said?
Yep.
Right. So you did sports administration there. What was it that made you want to do that? Was that something you wanted to do from a young age, or was that something you sort of grew into as you got older? Mm-hmm. Who pushed you into doing that? Was it a school, like a teacher at school, or your parents, or just something you were interested in from a young age and always wanted to do?
Well, Fozzie, I've always been in the sports. I've been in the sports my whole life and still am now. But when I actually went to community college first before I went to the University of Louisville. Because I remember when I got out of high school, I didn't have a high enough ACT score, like basically the testing you do so you can get into college. I actually didn't score a high enough score to get in there. So I went to community college for 5 years and got my associate degree there. Jefferson Community College is what it's called, JCC. But how I got into it, well, I really wanted to get into sports, and I'm like, bro, I really liked all sports. And then I saw this position that people were talking about at community college, athletic director, or a sports, an athletic director basically runs the whole sports team. I'm like, that would be pretty cool. I would love to run a whole like university or a whole high school, middle school, just based on sports. That would be amazing. So that's how I decided to major in sports administration when I transferred to Louisville after I got done with community college. And I did that for 3 years. That was back from 2013 to 2016. So that, to answer your question, that's how I got into sports administration. But basically, just I was really interested in sports, so that's why I chose the major.
So when you left college, what did you do after that? Did you actually go into something sports related? You were talking before we started the stream. We were talking about college football and the path to pro. Something I was actually going to bring up was like for you soccer, like the path to pro in soccer here in England. So did you actually go into anything like career-wise using your degree, or what happens after that? Did you go off and do something else, decide that wasn't for you? How did that work?
Well, reality was like, and of course, reality was you're not guaranteed a job when you graduate college.
Oh yeah, it's the same here in England.
That was really, I didn't really think of it at the time, because at the time, I was already doing a lot than it is. I was already waking up, going to class in the morning, and then after that, after the afternoon, I would get a nap in. Then I would work my second job, and then work my main job. So I didn't really have time to really prepare, to really network myself, to really get myself out there, to have a better chance to get a job. But in sports itself, you have to be willing to travel to get a job right away. Now, here where I live at, there's not a lot of job availability in sport where I am at now. Now, I've gone to the office and stuff like that. They're like, well, you're going to have to travel to California or New York, to get a job right away. And most of my family lives here, so I really didn't want to leave. So,
right.
That's mainly. But what did I do with it afterwards? I have not done anything. To be honest, I have not done anything with it. I just been working 2 jobs, to make income basically, and then that's about it. But I'm hoping to get a job in sports in the future for sure. Yes, the degree's still there; that's not going anywhere. But as far as right now, I haven't done anything with it.
I mean, I've told you before, I definitely think you could get a job in sports commentary. I think my first impression, actually, this is really weird to think about, when I met you is, I said you could definitely be a horse racing commentator. Like if you
horse racing commentator, that would be fun.
If you had that like speedy, how they commentate, where they shout really fast. I can't explain it, and
kind of speed. Yes.
Yeah. I think that would definitely suit your voice. I think that's the first impression I thought of you when. Can't remember who introduced me to you. I think I just turned up in one of your streams or came with a raid. That was sort of my first impression when someone said you wanted to be like a sports commentator. Was that? Which I think would actually be. I don't know if it's some like sports race. The horse racing's really a sport you're interested. But
believe it or not, we're at the home of sports horse racing here. Fozzie Does Things. This is why they call it the Derby City, the Kentucky Derby, the biggest horse race of all time. So yeah, I've definitely thought about that. I mean, my brother is really big to going into the tracks and stuff like that, but I'll have to really look into it now that you had said something. But yeah, but as far as like the speed to talk like that, I don't think I could necessarily do that, but I can definitely commentate a horse race, but it would have to be at my own speed. I don't think I can be 1, 2, 3, go. Nothing like that. There ain't gonna be anything like that, but I mean,
insanely
yeah,
fast.
Horse racing, yes. Horse racing is a big thing here in Louisville. Very big thing.
So going on from like creating content that basically revolves around sports and your sports commentary, when it comes to sports in real life, I'm just trying to like transition over here.
Okay.
What's your favorite sport to like watch, or what was your favorite sport to play in like high school or when you were at college?
Okay. My favorite sport is football.
Right.
But the sports I do like in general is football, basketball, baseball. I even watch a little tennis here and there. I've watched rugby a couple times, volleyball, even softball. I even watch softball. I mean, I watch men and women's sports. I watch both. But yeah, I think that's it.
Did you play any football in college? Did you play any football in college? If you did,
I did not, but I did play in high school though. I played football in high school. I played football for 4 years.
What position did you play in high school?
So before I became I've always been Nicegro. Nick French played defensive tackle for the Louisville Male High School.
Hell yeah, man. So was playing college football anything that ever interested you, like in high school, or was that something you didn't want to do?
Let me go ahead and say this, Fozzie. Absolutely not. After playing football for 4 years, I mean, I already sustained a shoulder tear my senior year, so I already had to miss my senior year. And then after, reflecting and doing that, do I really want to put my body in that much risk? And plus, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't good enough to play college anyway, so I knew I had to do something else.
Right.
So, but the risk that football players put their body through, and then the thing is, later on in the future, as you get older, it could really have an effect on your life. So I also thought about that too. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that.
So really, that's what stopped you wanting to go into college football. Smaller with his injury list in the chat there. Multiple knee dislocations, torn shoulder tendon, multiple concussions. Yeah, so before we started, we were talking about the path to pro from college to professional. You said you know of a few people that kind of went to college, went professional. What's your thoughts on that? I know you said you don't like the rough, basically the risk of injuries of American football. So that's really what put you off playing.
Absolutely.
But what do you think? Do you think enough is done at the college football level to protect players? And at professional level as well, do you think there's enough safety measures in place to protect players from taking big hits? I mean, I've seen NFL games where there's guys 6 feet in the air and getting slammed into the ground. I mean, I know they wear all the padded shoulders, the helmet, studded boots. Is there anything more you think football players, the league, the association, could do to make it a more safe sport?
Well, let me go ahead and say this, Fozzie, and I played football myself in high school. Football is a physical sport. I mean, you are going to get hit. You can only make it so safe. But I think they've pretty much done everything they could. They've made more customized helmets. They've made more customized pads. They've changed up the rules a little bit to where you can't do certain things anymore like you could back in the day. I don't really think they can do much more to make it really safer. I think both college and NFL have done everything they could to make it safer. And you even have kids programs now that teach you how to hit on the chest but not the head, stuff like that, But as far as my opinion is, I think they've pretty much done everything they could. Now, do I think they'll make changes? Absolutely. Sports, there's always change in sport. That's just what it is, especially football and basketball. So, I mean there's always going to be changes.
Smallest trolled us in the chat saying get rid of it. He's trolling. He doesn't actually believe that. And then he said eventually it's not going to be the same sport if you change it too much more. And I am exactly in the same thought about soccer or English football. Is that it's not a safety rule, but right now they have something that they've brought in called VAR. So what it does is it's a video referee, essentially. It's something that the referees can go over if there's a goal that they think shouldn't have been allowed, if a player was offside or there was a foul into the lead up of play. And at the moment, they're using the VAR 8 or 9 times a game. And it's ruining, like a video review in American football, but they're overusing it, so it's sort of ruining the flow of the game, in a sense. Really slows the game down. sometimes like the VAR's been stupid, so an offside's being given by a guy's armpit being offside for like half an inch or something stupid. And it's just ruining the flow of the game. So yeah, like Smaller said, it's not the same game once you start putting so many safety measures in, like video reviews, slowing the... like you said, there's only so much you can do in sports before you either ruin the game or it gets boring to watch. I mean, technology taking the human element out of it. I can't talk. But referees, actual physical referees that are people that are there, they're there for a reason, to look after the game, make sure it's all played fairly. And if you take that human error out of it, then you don't get any drama or you don't get anything controversial happen in games, which does kind of take away from the sport, like in question in a sense. So I feel like VAR should be there, but maybe only if both teams agree that it's a decision that should be used. Like in tennis, they have the... if the referees in England weren't dog shit, they wouldn't need VAR in soccer. Yeah, I agree. You look at tennis and they have the video review as well, whether like the ball was in or out. But the players have the choice as to whether that's used or not. It's not the umpire or the referee, so to say, that gets the call on whether that's used. So I think maybe in football and soccer, it maybe should be the same. If the players want a certain case reviewed, then they should be only allowed to use it so many times a game, say maybe like once or twice a game, to stop taking like the flow and the drama and the human element out of the game.
Well, in the NFL, you get 2 challenges to have. So I mean, you are limited how many times you can challenge.
Yeah, I think it should be the same in football as well, like soccer, to stop it. Just like there was once, I think it was maybe about 2 weeks ago, there was like 9 times some stuff was reviewed in a soccer game. It's just so stupid. Like, they shouldn't be doing that. But in terms of injuries and stuff, have you ever suffered any bad injuries yourself in your sports career? Any like really bad ones?
Man, it's funny that you asked that. Have I suffered any injuries? Man, where do I start? Whenever I played basketball, I mean, broke my pinky. Whenever I played football, I tore my pectoral muscle. When I did powerlifting, when I was doing heavy weights, I tore my meniscus on my right knee. So I've been through my fair share of injuries, Fozzie, and they don't feel good either. Terrible.
So what I was going to ask about, I'm kind of trying to relate the two here to go on to like the next subject. With sports stars and athletes like gaining so many injuries and things, do you think the amount they get paid to like sustain those injuries and deal with that in their life is too much, or they're paid the right amount of money to deal with that? Do you think it's like, it's just part of the job and they should be paid the same as everyone else? I mean, the amount of time they spend training and like training to be the best, working on everything like physicality, their strength, speed, their agility, everything. Do you think that matches the pay grade, or do you still think they're overpaid?
Let me go ahead and say this. This might be controversial. I do not think they're overpaid, because I generally think people don't know how hard it is to be pro or to get to the pros. I mean, it is very difficult. The time and the sacrifices they have to make. They sacrifice time with family. They're sacrificing time with friends. They're sacrificing basically their whole life. This is their life to get to the next level. And then they're sacrificing their body as well. That is why one in a million people only make it pro in each of their sports. I mean, there is a reason why that is, because that's how hard it is and what it is. And then you see these players that retire early, like Andrew Luck for the Indianapolis Colts. He was 28 years old. He retired because his body was banged up and all the sacrifices. And he also was a really good scholar back when he was at Stanford. He was an architect. God, too. So not only was he doing football, he was also doing school too.
So he sacrificed or had to work alongside his school life to do that. Yeah.
Right, but
I mean, you look at soccer players here in England, and from a very young age, they're recruited by like talent scouters, maybe as old as like 4 or 5 years old, and they deal with that their whole life. If they're like a person of interest, that's it. They're an athlete for the rest of their life. And if they don't stick to it, that's it. They just toss you out and they move on to the next person, you know? If you don't work hard, you don't put your body through it, and you're not serious about it, you're not in the gym like every day, going out for a run, on the training ground, practicing every element of your game, they just toss you out for the next person. And it's exactly the same. Man. That's it. It's exactly the same in every single sport, from American football, basketball, baseball. If you aren't the best, that's it. Like, you're out of there. Like, clubs or teams won't sign you up.
They don't hesitate either. They really don't.
Yeah, exactly. So in terms of like the hardest workers that get paid the most, who's like one sports star you think puts like the most effort in to being like top of their game? Anyone you sort of looked up to as a kid, or someone that really inspires you now to just like you see them and they constantly grind it out and they make you want to do the same when it comes to whether it be your content creation or your job? Like, any stars that make you feel like that?
As far as like hard work ethic, now I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here. My favorite sports star, my favorite NBA player ever was Dwayne Wade. But as far as somebody that works really hard and puts in the effort, that would be LeBron James. If you check out his Instagram videos of how much he spends, about $2 million a year on his body, on his nutrition, his training. He hires specific trainers, like conditioning trainer, strength trainer. Like, he's got all that. And and I've always looked up to somebody like that. And also, he's good for the community. He always gives back. He came from a bad showing as a kid. I mean, it was just him and his mom, Gloria. And then now he married his high school sweetheart. They have 3 kids now. And he's just that family role model. Like I said, never's been in trouble. He's been with the same woman for years. Is a good dad, and speaks up. Is for the players and all that. He speaks up for the community. I mean, that's the guy that I've always looked up to, and that's the guy that I see that grinds every day. The grind don't stop. The marathon continues.
Exactly. For me, like, talking about someone who I've seen who I think works insanely hard and puts the effort in is Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know if you've ever like read up about him, or like, he's in the same boat as LeBron in a sense. Like, he spends millions on nutritionists. Like, he's always on the training ground. He's always in the gym. He's insane. His work rate's insane. I actually read a story about him. I think this was from a couple of months ago. He was playing when he first moved to Juventus, the Italian football club Juventus. He basically didn't get played, which is something he's not used to. Obviously, he's used to being the star of the show, carrying his team. And he actually got substituted on at the 78th minute out of a 90-minute game. And he ran further than people who'd been on the pitch for 45 minutes in that 12 minutes. And then not only that, there was a story, one of his teammates, basically, that same game where he got subbed on for the 78th minute, he called one of his teammates at like 11:30 in the evening at night, said, "Oh, do you want to go out for a run, or do you want to go to the gym?" And his teammate was like, "We've both just played like 20 minutes of football." And he was like, "Yeah, but that's not good enough. Like, I want to be there." He basically wanted to be like getting that run out of him, playing for essentially as though he'd been playing for that whole 90 minutes. He wanted to be grinding and on that pitch. So,
right.
In terms of, I mean, I actually looked up a stat for how high Cristiano Ronaldo can jump, which is really
man. I got to hear this.
Which is really random. There was one certain game, I can't remember who it was against, where he hit like the most insane header I've ever seen of a football. But it was insane. So apparently his jump is higher than the average NBA basketball player. He can jump 44 centimeters in the air.
That's high.
Like, that's from just standing.
Yeah.
And with a run up, he can hit 78 centimeters in the air. 7 centimeters higher than the average NBA player, which is fucking crazy when you come to think of it.
It is absolutely insane.
Smalley, you absolute troll. I don't think he did. What's your opinion, while we're there, what's your opinion on Kobe Bryant, actually? Like, his career, like the beginning?
Kobe?
Yeah, what do you think about Kobe and his career?
Now, that's another person that grinds. Oh my goodness. Kobe is one of the hardest working NBA players of all time.
Oh,
he's actually
shit! Smaller's not actually kidding. Kobe Bryant's dead.
Are you kidding me?
No, he's completely serious.
No way.
What the fuck?
No way. There's no way.
41 years old and he's passed away in a helicopter crash.
No.
Smaller, I thought you were trolling, man.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
Oh no. And you know what's
Holy shit.
You know what's Fozzie, you know what's crazy? LeBron just surpassed Kobe Bryant in scoring a few days ago or yesterday.
Oh man, that's nuts. So this is like a really random thought, but I used to be when I was in high school, I was with this girl who was a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
Me and her like had a high school little thing going on. You know how it is. She was like a massive Lakers fan. So I actually used to follow Kobe Bryant. He was like one of the only NBA players that I ever knew of, other than obviously like LeBron, Michael Jordan. Holy shit!
I'm shocked.
Me too.
Sorry that.
That's an absolute.
But you were going to ask me about Kobe.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
I liked Kobe Bryant. He was another guy that grind all the time. He would get up 4 a.m, work out. He was a morning guy, and I mean, he worked so hard. I mean, he came straight out of high school, Lower Marion High School, actually, and then he got drafted. I believe he got drafted by the Hornets, and then eventually he traded to the Lakers. And then the rest was history. He was there for 20 years. So,
man, that's crazy.
I remember watching him and Shaq. One of the best NBA duels you'll ever see. If you don't believe me, look up some highlights of Kobe and Shaq playing together. That was some fun basketball. And Kobe Bryant, I am so saddened. Rest in peace. Like, I'm literally hurt right now.
I mean,
yeah,
that is insane news to have dropped in the middle of the stream.
I'm
Holy
hurt
shit!
Right now, like, you have no idea. I grew up watching him.
That's actually so weird that I asked you about it. I only asked you because he's like one of the only 1 minute ago that article just dropped. Holy fuck. Smalley, you're a madman. You idolise that dude. Some crushing fucking you. Yeah, it is pretty that's shocking. Actually.
And my friend Shane, who I work with at my job, that is his idol. That is his most favorite player.
That's rough, man.
I really hope he's going to be okay. I don't know how I'm going to talk to him.
I mean,
he put it. I don't know. It just.
He's an idol for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Like Smaller just said in the chat, he idolised him a lot of ways. I mean, he's an NBA legend, he's a great, like an all-star. That's insane that news just dropped.
Helicopter crash? What was he?
Yeah, reportedly killed in a California helicopter crash while I'm looking over it.
What? Like I thought. No.
The news is so fresh, his Wikipedia page hasn't even been edited yet. It's fucking insane.
It just happened.
Yeah, like the article, maybe like 30 minutes ago. The article dropped.
I'm looking at TMZ right now.
I legitimately thought Smaller.
I'm doing my best not to break down right now.
I legitimately thought Smaller was trolling when he came in and said that. Holy fuck! And it's actually real. That's insane.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! That kind of. I'm kind of like, what the hell do we talk about after that?
I don't know.
A newborn daughter? Holy fuck, Silence just said in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, and he already has two other girls too. His oldest actually basketball. And honestly, just a couple months ago, I seen LeBron and Kobe on the court together, shaking hands and all that. He showed up to the game and all that. It was just, what? Why?
Yeah, it's all right, Smaller. That's just crazy, man.
Yeah. Should we go ahead and go back to the the Twitch journey now? If I feel like if I talk about sports, we'll get back to sports again eventually.
Yeah.
I need a minute, man. I really do. I'm dead serious.
So I can't. I actually genuinely thought Smaller was trolling when he said that. He's not that sort of person.
Honestly, I did too. I'm like, I was like, no, quit playing, and then I see it, and I'm like, no.
Man, that's rough. We can go back to talking about Twitch.
I think that's the smartest thing to do.
Holy fuck. I mean, we could talk about esports, but that's still sports in a way, if you want to move on to that.
Yeah. Oh, no, let me go ahead because I didn't completely answer your question earlier on the Twitch channel and all that. So after that, I did the camera debut in February. Like, I got my PS4 webcam and got it hooked up. And it was cool just seeing my face for the first time on camera. And
yeah,
I just thought that was absolutely amazing. And then after that, I think 2 or 3 weeks later, the Big Easy comes by. He's like, "Yo, what you're doing is really cool. Do you think I can, join the stream?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure. We can do Reets and Pete's football." I'm kind of cutting it short.
Yeah.
And then with FMJ, I met him through my friend Sadukin, who was part of Team Glock there for a minute. And then FMJ was an Overwatch guy, played that. And then I was playing Jackbox one time, and he literally invaded my stream. It's like, "We're dual streaming." I'm like, "What? We're dual streaming? What is going on here, FMJ?" And that was one of the best streams of my career when I did the collab with him. That's what it really set off.
So he just jumped in there. He didn't give you a choice. You just had to get him on the stream.
I was down for it. I was happy. I really was.
Just impromptu getting him on.
Right. And then with going to the Big Easy now, man, what a huge help the Big Easy has been during this journey. He is, like I said, he is such a great man. He's the one that actually provided me with all this equipment, my webcam, my Elgato. Like I said, what else did he give me? I said the webcam, Elgato, and I'm missing something. Oh, he gave me an HDMI splitter as well.
Shout out
Oh
to
yeah, in this mic right here. Yeah.
Shout out to the Big Easy Eduardo. I've just put his link in the chat. Go follow all his stuff, his YouTube. He was also last week's guest on the FozCast podcast. I can never say that. I tried saying that before the stream. It's such a tongue twister.
FozCast episode 2. I can do it for you, Fozzie. It's okay. Like I said, if you want me to start, recording audio for people, I got your back.
Hell yeah, man. I was talking to you about that as well before the stream, how we could just get everyone putting a little piece of their part on the FozCast. I think that'd be amazing. Smaller's done the intro. We need your godlungs on there. Just get a little bit of everyone's pieces of the puzzle on there. Right, it'd be amazing, right. I think.
And then I'll go ahead and finish. So once we done that, and then it was just like when we commentated the first game, I was commentating, all of a sudden Big Easy gives his insight, and I was like, dude, this is perfect. This is like a play-by-play, and plus I could rest my lungs. Like whenever I get tired, the Big Easy could take over. And now we've even upgraded. We've added FMJ to the picture now. We do Reeves and Pete's basketball, and pretty soon Reeves and Pete's football, which will be coming out in 2 weeks. I believe that's Valentine's week.
You said you were starting that in February, actually. I like the little...
second week of February. Season 2. Stay tuned.
I like the little touch you put on there with the commentary, and then you had Ed sort of coming in, giving like analysis on the game, sort of giving you some key stats to look over. So you had like your own little like presenter's desk with you doing the commentary, Ed doing like analysis stats for you, and then you've brought FMJ in. I feel like he hasn't really established his role yet, but he's getting there. He'll think of something he can bring to the table. When it comes to bringing it, he does his own little bit of commentary as well, doesn't he? I feel like you've got Ed on the stats and the analysis, you doing the commentary. You just need to find like a little role FMJ can fit into when it comes to that.
Well, I was actually thinking about that as well, and I might have FMJ do like create the logo for the Reets and Peeps, right? And as far as like and also fun facts. A person came on our show. His name is Bowman. I don't know if y'all know him or not.
Yeah, Bowman. Yeah, we do.
One time, and he kind of was playing around. It's like fun fact for the day. I was like, maybe FMJ can do like the fun fact of the day. He's like I said, FMJ's more in the basketball. Big Easy's more in the soccer, and he's really likes American football. So I mean, it correlates together. We're gonna get this right, Fozzie. It's gonna be good this year.
Francis can bring the comedic effect, like Jazz just said in the chat. He brings
absolutely, yeah.
He's kind of like the class clown of the desk in a way. Yo, right, Silverback, what's good, my dude? Welcome on in.
Silverback, welcome to the stream. What's good, Fozzie? It's been a min. Francis is a comedic effect. Had to put some voice in there, man.
I'm actually still freaking blown away, man. I can't believe.
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened on stream. That's insane.
Yeah. Y'all are talking about sports? Yes, we are.
So crazy that happened, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's gonna sting for a while, Fozzie.
41. Holy fuck.
41. I'm 30. I mean, it just.
Oh man.
Did you see any other news on it, Fozzie?
That's what we were talking about, Silverback. Yeah, me and Nicegro actually had no knowledge that had happened. We've been streaming for about an hour now. Right. And then someone in the chat just told us, because we're talking about sports. Right. Right now, I can't see anything else on it.
Yeah, I'm looking at some research too. I mean, dude, this is crazy. Why though? I mean, that's the question. Why?
Yeah, there's no news as to what actually happened right now, like with it.
Yeah.
To why the helicopter crashed or whatnot.
And the crazy part is I just try to click on TMZ. They're experiencing technical difficulties. So it looks like they're trying to finish up the article, is what it looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy, man. I mean, it's rough. Absolutely insane.
Fozzie, that literally makes me not want to fly on a plane or be in the air. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a really big fan of heights at all. So
I mean, the fact that it can happen to a multi-million-dollar NBA star, it could happen to anyone.
And then going to Silverback, and I just said this. I'm looking at Silverback's chat. LeBron passed him in all-time scoring points last night.
Yep.
And then this morning, then this happened.
It's crazy.
What in the world? Like, for real. That is horrible.
I mean, I genuinely don't know what to follow up with after this.
I don't either. We may have to do a part 2, Fozzie.
I mean,
we literally may have to do a part 2. I mean, I'm serious.
part of me really wants to, like, his last tweet was keep the game moving forward. King James, much respect. Holy shit.
That was his last tweet. Yeah, because he had just broken it.
I mean, I feel like it'd be kind of wrong to talk about basketball at this point now.
Yeah. You think we should move on to esports now?
Yeah.
Before we do that,
you're all good, Smaller.
Actually have something I want to share, Fozzie.
Yeah, man, feel free.
Well, let me pull up the link real quick. You know how I talked about, college athletes and all that, and the sacrifices they have to make it to the pros. So I have an interesting article here, and I don't know if y'all know who Richard Sherman. He's currently the cornerback for the San Francisco 49ers. He will be in his 3rd Super Bowl now. He went to 2 of them when he was at the Seattle Seahawks. But during Super Bowl 49, when the Seattle Seahawks went up against the New England Patriots, basically give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, the 1-yard line game, they basically asked him an interesting question. And it states, do college athletes, are they given enough time to do school, to include practices and stuff like that? And here's what he said, Fozzie. This is just quote for quote. This is what Richard Sherman said. He says, no, I don't think college athletes are given enough time to really take advantage of free education that they are given. And it's frustrating because a lot of people get upset with student athletes and they say they're not focused on school and they're not taking advantage of the opportunity they're given. Okay. And so Sherman says at media availability, I would love for a regular student to have a student athlete schedule during the season for just 1 quarter or 1 semester, and show me how you balance that. And I'm going to go on. So show me how you would schedule your classes when you can't schedule classes from 2 to 6 o'clock on any given day. Show me how you're going to get all your work done when you get after you get out at 7:30 or so. So you got to test the next day. You're dead tired from practice, and you still have to study just as hard as everybody else every day and get all the same work done. Most of these kids are done with school, done with class by 3. You got the rest of the day to do as you please. You may spend a few hours studying, then you may spend a few hours at the library checking out books and doing casual reading, and then may go hang out with your friends and have a coffee. When you're a student athlete, you don't have that kind of time. So I'll go ahead and read this one more time. So Sherman also talked about resentment people harbor towards college athletes asking for money. Okay, this is actually interesting because they recently just passed a law to where student athletes can get paid for their likeness. I'm not sure if the chat would be interested in hearing this or not, but I'm going to go ahead and share it anyway. So Sherman goes on to say they are upset with student athletes say they need little cash. He said, well, I can tell you from experience, this is Richard Sherman talking. I have had negative $40 in my account. Usually my account was in the negative more than it was in the positive. And I'll go ahead and re-elaborate on that. The reason why that is, when you're a student athlete, you're part of the NCAA, you're part of the Amateurism Act. Basically, you cannot work at a job, you cannot get paid. You only can live by your scholarship. You can't get any extra money at all.
That's insane.
So basically, with the scholarship, the majority of the money is going through room, and then I think it's room and tuition. That's it. And where's the rest of that money go? It goes towards food, but that money will run out quick. Okay, so I'll go ahead and go back to the quote. Well, I can tell you or you got to make decisions on whether you get gas for your car or whether you get a meal for the day. That's the type of stuff that student athletes go through every day. I would know this because I went to the University of Louisville. I had classes with student athletes. So now people think, oh, you're on scholarship. They pay for your room and board. They pay for your education. But to their knowledge, you're there to play football. You're not on scholarship for school. That's another thing that a lot of people understand. A lot of these athletes, they're not there for the education. They're there to play that sport. And it sounds crazy when a student athlete says that, but those are the things coaches tell them every day. You're not on scholarship for school. You're here to play sports here. And that was the end of that. I didn't mean to go off subject, but I wanted to really hear that.
So good. So Silverback just said, student athletes definitely don't have enough time. Wake up at 5 a.m., go to morning till 7:30 till 8. Go to class until 3, have a practice session until 6 or 7, sometimes 8. After practice, there's usually a meeting. Go home for an hour and a half and then repeat every single day. And I feel like that time schedule actually goes nice into the topic of esports, actually. When you look at how much time they actually spend practicing and playing video games or whatnot. Right. They usually get 2 or 3 hours to themselves a day, but they're so beat to do anything. Yeah, exactly. And I've actually been, for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm actually a massive fan, or used to be a massive fan, of the Overwatch League. Going into esports now, I've been looking at professional esports players over the last maybe year, and they practice and scrim for 12 hours a day at a time with their team, and then they have to go watch a video review of the scrims, whatever else. They play for 16 hours a day sometimes, and then sleep for 8 hours. So I mean, that's insane. And esports.
To follow up on that, Fozzie, didn't mean to interrupt. To follow up on that, the Madden and esports people do that as well, especially with sports, because there's a lot of strategy involved. Not to say that Overwatch is not. Yeah. But the time that have to do the look over plays and stuff, also we need to run this play against this team, run this play against that team. I mean, it's insane. I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking anything from the esports people. That is hard work as well. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. But go ahead and continue, Fozzie. I wanted to add.
One thing I was going to say as well is, I'll just quickly read Smaller's chat as well. He said, these students or esports athletes make so much money for their institutions, they should be paid like other students who have jobs through universities or an organisation.
But to follow up on that, there's actually 30 universities that have scholarships for esports. Believe it or not, the University of Utah is the biggest university for esports gaming. And believe it or not, when I went to the University of Louisville, we actually had an esports team there too. That's crazy. I never knew about that until my senior year there.
So to follow up, Silenced has just said, I remember the Shanghai Dragons Overwatch League team leadership getting criticised for having the team play 17 to 18 hours a day to catch up with the rest of the league. Because that team, if you're not aware of the Overwatch League, they're a team that went 0-40 in their first season. They did not win a single.
0-40?
They did not win a.
What?
They did not win a single game in the whole time there. They were just so bad. So their coaches and trainers were trying to get them on par with the rest of the team, so they had them training substantially long hours. But another thing I wanted to say with esports is in terms of like practicing now and how much time and effort they put into it, it's not as physical as like real sports like football, basketball, whatnot, but they're putting the same amount of time in. And a lot of these Overwatch League teams now, they have their own team houses, which is like their training ground, which is like on par with you know, they have their own gyms, things like that. They have their own nutritionists, they have their own gyms, like I say, and they're catching up to what real life sports are. We were talking about Ronaldo and LeBron earlier, how they have their own nutritionists. Esports players are getting that same way now. You know, having their own nutritionists, dietists. You know, they're practicing the same amount of times. And one thing I was going to talk about is that these esports players don't earn even a quarter of the amount that actual professional sports players earn. And I don't know if that's because like the physicality isn't quite there, or there's not as much money in not as much money as in esports as there is in real sports right now. I mean, you look at a crowd in an esports game, you're lucky to get maybe 2,000 people at a big event like a stadium or whatnot. Whereas you go to a sports game, you have stadiums that fill out 50,000 people, if not more, some games. And yeah, like the biggest contract in Overwatch League in Season 1 was $150,000, as Silence just said. That's a player called Sinatra. He's probably the best. He's probably the best player in the world right now.
For Overwatch?
Yeah, for Overwatch, he's a DPS player. So he's like 100.
What do you mean by DPS?
Damage per second. There's like 3 roles: tank, support, damage.
My bad. I was a little slow there.
It's all right. He's probably like the best player in the Overwatch League at the minute. I mean, I was looking at some stats earlier about the top 10 highest paid sports players of the last decade.
Okay, what do you got, Fozzie?
So, guess who number 1 is? I told you this earlier, actually, on our Instagram. Number 1.
That would be Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd, yeah, and for me, Floyd Mayweather is such a controversial sports person. He makes so much money, and don't get me wrong, boxing is a massively physical sport. You could be killed in that ring.
Yeah, absolutely.
No worries, Smaller. Thank you for stopping by, man.
Smaller, thank you so much for coming by, and thank you for giving us the news about Kobe.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us know about that. So yeah, like going back to Floyd, he like handpicked his opponents, like cherry-picked them. Basically, he didn't fight anyone that good until they were past their best, in my opinion. And he got paid massive amounts to do it. I mean, he fought Conor McGregor. I mean, as much as people say Conor McGregor would have been a good fight for him, it wasn't an easy fight. Like, boxing's a complete different sport to martial arts.
I believe Conor had to be at his weight, at his weight class to even compete in it. And there was also a lot of controversy with him and Manny Pacquiao, how people were saying Floyd dodged Manny Pacquiao, and then Manny Pacquiao got older, and then when he fought him, Pacquiao was already past his prime.
Yeah, so like smaller...
not a controversial thing. I'm not taking anything from Floyd Mayweather. He is the best. Like, he's one of the best boxers I've ever seen.
He was making like a million...
we had the greatest of all time in Muhammad Ali, Louisville, Kentucky. How about that?
He was making like $1 million a second or something stupid for his fights in 2018. Silence just said if Pacquiao fought in Pac's prime, he would have stomped Mayweather. I have to agree.
A lot of people say that, but we'll never know, unfortunately.
I feel like Mayweather did duck him until he was past his best, you know? A lot of people do believe that. And then second, we've got Cristiano Ronaldo, who made $800 million last year. Dollars, that is. That's from endorsements such as Nike, his massive Instagram and Facebook following, which rank. He's actually the most followed person on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
It's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yep, I figured as much.
The dude carries around $1 million on him at all time, just in case. Yes, please, Jazzy, I would love one. Is that Mayweather you were talking about, Silverback? I think you were talking about Mayweather. He seems like that egotistic. I mean, that's just an ego. Did you just pronounce Nike with one syllable? Yeah, I know it's Nike, but I've always... you don't ride a bikey, do you? When you get on a bike, you don't ride a bikey. So... Nike's just how I was always brought up to say it. Chat, everyone in the chat now, how do you say it? Is it Nike or Nike? How have you always been brought up to say it? Nicegro, how have you how was it always pronounced for you? Nike or Nike?
I've always said Nike, but Fozzie, Nike is actually one of my favorite brands as far as clothes. So
everyone in England says Nike. I don't know why.
Nike? What?
Nike. Yeah,
What's going on with that?
I mean, if you say bike, there's not a Y on the end of it, is there? If you ride a bike, there's no Y, so that's why everyone in England calls it Nike. But just recently, I learned it was Nike.
Oh man, my phone's blowing up about Kobe Bryant. Oh man,
I can imagine. Number 3 of the highest paid athletes is Lionel Messi. Soccer player Lionel Messi,
the guy that scored 5 goals in one game.
Messi's 2019 playing salary for Barcelona is the highest of any athlete across all team sports. So he doesn't make his money from like sponsorship deals and stuff. He mainly makes it from his paycheck. Obviously, he has the sponsorship deals and stuff there.
Well, top 3, you have a boxer and 2 soccer players. That's crazy.
And then number 4, we've actually got the NBA's biggest name currently. Well, actually, maybe with the news of Kobe, he might not be right now, but he's the name on everybody's lips in the NBA and has been probably for the last 10 years. LeBron James.
LeBron James.
$680 million in the last 10 years he's made, apparently.
That's insane.
James has made more than twice as much from endorsements during his first 16 years in the NBA compared to his $270 million playing salary. So over half of his money made is from endorsements from his sponsors, basically. I'm guessing he's sponsored by Nike. I don't know who else sponsors LeBron directly, but yeah, over half of his money is made from sponsorship deals. Number 5, surprisingly, we have a tennis player who made $640 million in the last 10 years. Roger Federer.
Roger Federer! That's right!
He made a $300 million deal with Uniqlo, I think that's pronounced. Uniqlo Inc. I have no idea what that company does. But he made $300 million off that deal alone. So
there you go.
Big high earner there. Number 6 is Tiger Woods, a golf player in the last 10 years.
I'm not surprised at all. Tiger be making bread.
Tiger averaged only 10 PGA Tour events per year during the 2010s, but his endorsement earnings for the decade were the top among athletes.
Yep. Because he was so good the decade before that.
Number 7, we've got another golfer, Phil Mickelson. I actually have no idea who that is.
Phil Mickelson, the lefty.
He's a left-hander?
Yes, he is.
He earned his biggest paycheck of his career in 2018 when he defeated his longtime rival Tiger Woods in an exhibition for a $9 million purse. Apparently, he's made $480 million in the last 10 years.
That's how you do it.
His nickname is literally Lefty. Yeah, I'm not a big golfer.
Alan Bass is absolutely right.
I'm not a big golf watcher. Number 8, which is quite shocking for me, I thought he might be higher up in the list, is Manny Pacquiao. He's the 8th highest earner from the last 10 years. Pacquiao's 25 pay-per-view fights have generated 20 million buys and an estimated 1.3 billion in revenue. Holy shit. Number 9, we've got Kevin Durant.
KD. Tarantula.
Durant's annual earnings from his salary and endorsements jumped 400% during the last decade.
Yep.
Holy shit. That's pretty high up.
KD out here too.
Last but not least, the highest earner of one of the lowest earner out of this top 10 list, but no means the lowest earner out of all athletes. The 6-time F1 world champion, Lewis Hamilton, English. Here it says, the 6th-time F1 world champion is the most marketable athlete in the sport and commands the biggest paycheck, so he's the highest earner in Formula 1. He's a 6-time world champion, which I think is actually the record. He's a controversial figure here in England. Not many people like... Some people love Lewis Hamilton, some people don't like him at all. There's no in between you. He's like
kind of like comparison to Floyd Mayweather, the controversial with him, and then of course it'd be the same with you, the UK.
So looking over that list, like the 10th highest earner on the Forbes list is 400 million, and then you look at the highest earner in esports so far. He's called No-Tail. We were talking about him earlier offline. He's been playing Dota 2 since 2012. Thank you.
JazziiMassacre!
Yeah.
Hi.
You can see her in the Stitch onesie in the background there, bringing me a cup of tea like the hero she is. So as I was saying, No-Tail, in his 7-year career, has only made $6 million. And that's from all his sponsorships, his salary, everything. So esports... Although the amount of time they have to add to the grind is there, the wage and the pay is not exactly the same. Like nowhere near, like not catching up.
It's not
at
even
all.
close, Fossey.
No, it's insane. One thing I wanted to bring up here was Fortnite.
Fortnite
as an esport, you've got the. I think he's the 29 World Cup winner. He's called Bugger. I think he's called Bugger or Booger. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. He's only been playing Fortnite for 1 year, and he's earned 3 million in winnings and earnings.
Out here making this money. I see him making that bread up in here.
Which, comparison to No-Tails, who we just mentioned, who's been playing for 10 years, he's earned half of No-Tails' salary in less than half the time. So when you think about the development of esports, things are growing fast. Like the amount of money in esports is growing very fast.
It is. And it's going to continue to grow, Fozzie. I mean, you're seeing social media becoming a big thing now. And when you look at social media, what do you see now? Not only do you see sports, you see esports as well. You see a lot of video games on there. I see it all through Instagram,
through Facebook,
Twitter, Facebook. You even have Facebook Live now, Instagram Live. Everything's live now. Like there's a live feature. Oh, did I forget about TikTok?
Exactly. Yeah.
TikTok and Snapchat. I forgot about Snapchat. I mean, all these platforms, different platforms you have now, especially, if people are trying to get it, especially if you're in the gaming. I mean, you have plenty of platform to put it on. And then a fun fact, YouTube came out in 2005, I believe. February 2005, and then I believe Twitch came out in 2011.
Do you think we'll ever see a world where esports catches up to real sports in terms of money? Like money you can earn from doing it, money brands, like teams can earn from doing it?
This is just my honest opinion, Fozzie. I don't think so. Not even close. Because sports is still growing too.
Yeah. I mean, so the length of time
because of television contracts that you get from like ESPN, Fox and all that. I mean, sports has so much backup now, but the only thing that esports really has is, I mean, esports has ESPN now, but they only put like really one thing on there. I think the last thing I saw on esports for ESPN was the Overwatch League thing that was on there.
They've got
But
their
other
own.
than that, you're going to have to go to other platforms to watch that. But sports, that there's just too much money there right now. But that's just me.
Overwatch League got on Disney XD as well, so the children's
Disney?
channel.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm in complete agreement with you as well. Is that sports always going to be growing at the same, if not more of a rate than esports is? You know, physical sports, TV deals like ESPN, Disney. Sports is always going to grow a lot faster. Yo, Vacid, welcome in, my dude.
Vacid, welcome to the stream. Podcast number 2 for Fozzie.
So yeah, I think esports has got a long way to come. I don't think it'll catch up, if I'm being completely honest.
I'm with you.
I am glad that I am very glad that esports is getting a place in the world, though, and that people can make money from doing something they love. I mean, look at Twitch. You can make money from if you're good at it. Yeah, Vacid, we actually just had the news of Kobe's passing.
Yeah,
broken to us on stream live. We actually didn't know about it.
We actually both found out live from Silver. Was it Silverback that said it?
Smaller
said it. Smaller said it. Okay, my fault.
It's fucking crazy that actually happened. But
I'm literally hurt right now. Like, seriously. I even have a Kobe Bryant poster.
You heard his daughters are in it too? Holy shit. His daughters too? No way.
Wait, what? No. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick.
So everyone on board died. But it hasn't announced who the victims are yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So not only this is the worst of worst, Fozzie. Not only is Kobe gone, his kids are gone too. I'm trying not to.
That's wow. Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
I don't know what to say.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. When that just made it feel a lot worse.
Andrew, you did come in at a really bleak time. Andrew's a friend of mine, gift voucher.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet about the children. I haven't read, but if that is true, then that's.
But that Twitter link, if that thing is true, then what they're saying is that his kids were also killed. I'm not sure if it's true or not, though. But that's what the link is saying.
Fucking insane. It says he was traveling with 4 people on the report that I've just read. I mean, it's a sad time.
Well, I mean, let me go ahead and read it again and make sure. I mean, this is on Twitter. It says the update on it is Kobe Bryant's 4 daughters reportedly among those killed in the helicopter crash. That's what it says.
From what I've just seen,
but from what I'm seeing from the comments, is saying that if there's a pilot and Rick Fox and Kobe, there's no way all 4 daughters on there. Something is not right. And I'm seeing also, why would a newborn baby be on a private helicopter without their mother?
It says he is survived by 4 daughters and his wife. So
survive. Okay, that's. Thank goodness. I'm already hurt that Kobe is gone, but I wouldn't have been able to take that his kids were gone too. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Apparently, it's I don't know right now, Silence. We can't really confirm because there's a lot of
There's just a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of. Yeah.
You're always going to get clickbait articles and things like that on Twitter. It's hard to figure out what the truth is until it's settled down, maybe like the day after or whatnot.
It's probably going to take a day or so to get everything cleaned up on it.
Yeah. It's pretty. It's insane. What a day for that to happen here when we were streaming, talking about basketball.
Wait, Rick Fox was on it too. Well, I'm not sure, Silent Best. I'm not sure how true this thing is, but that's what I'm seeing on the comments. But we don't know. We just do not know unless it's probably going to take a minute for everything to come out too. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, we're really not going to know. The only thing they can confirm is that Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe is 41 41, man.
He was 41 years old.
And
I remember watching. Oh my goodness! And Fozzie, I'll go ahead and share this. We're still in the sports. I remember watching Kobe's very last NBA game versus the Utah Jazz. That was one of the most goose-bumping basketball games I've ever seen. I've never seen so much love from the fans to one player as they gave Kobe. My goodness, his farewell. He shot the ball 50 times. He scored 60 points. I don't think, like I said, I don't think he really rested that game either. He shot every shot, and the players didn't even care. This is your last game. Don't even pass. Just shoot it. That, like I said, it's on YouTube now. You should watch it. It's actually one of the most iconic games I've ever seen. They didn't make the playoffs that year, but just knowing that it was Kobe's last goodbye, Kobe's last game, said it all.
Shit.
20 years. And it looks like Vassett has subscribed to Fozzie Does channel. Thank you for supporting Fozzie Does Things, and thank you for coming to the FozCast, episode 2.
I actually forgot, like last week when I was on with Ed, I forgot to turn the alerts off. So, loads of alerts. Actually, no, I remembered to turn them off. This time I actually haven't, so I'm waiting for that alert to come through and deafen me any minute now. If it doesn't go off, I don't know why.
If not, I got it for you.
It's not going off. I don't know why that didn't go off, even though they're turned on, but it's kind of good they're not. But Vasid, thank you so much for that sub, my dude. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for supporting my good friend Fozzie.
Thank you for tuning in, listening to the FozCast. I don't know if we've gone over everything. We've gone over, do sports stars earn too much money? Which, to recap, you said no, because everything they put their body through, they sacrifice time with their family, their friends, they sacrifice their bodies. We went through your journey on content, if I can talk, content creation.
Right.
We went over your sports commentary and your hopes for the future, and we went over esports and what we think the future of esports would be, which is really, we both thought the same thing. We don't think it'll really ever catch up in terms of monetary value, but the love and the support for it is there. I mean, maybe I can't really think what the biggest event I've ever seen in esports is. Maybe the Fortnite World Cup or the All-Star game that they put on. I'm not sure. Let me actually have a look on Google what the biggest esport event is.
Oh yeah, the history, Fozzie. I actually do have something to share on that.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. About how esports got started. Actually, yeah, that's how we were talking.
So we could do that next. While you do that, I'll go ahead and share.
Well, if you want to go first and talk about how that happened, and then I can see what the biggest event is, so we can sort of compare how they've gone from one to another. Rocket League is pretty big, not Fortnite, but big sells out arenas.
Okay. All right, hang on a second. Let me get this water in real quick.
So what from looking at I don't know if it's the highest like amount of people that turned up to an event, but from what I've seen in terms of earnings, Dota 2 players earn the most money. Looking at this top 100 list of like highest esports, Dota is pretty high. Most of the top 100 are all Dota players. You've got some Counter-Strike in there, some League of Legends. Okay. Fortnite is it up there, and then going into the 200s. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's still. Oh, StarCraft is up there.
Definitely. I'm gonna get into that in a minute.
You've got some PUBG.
Not surprised there. My brother loves to play that game.
A little bit of Call of Duty in there, like all the Call of Duty titles.
Yeah.
What else have we got? I think
is there any sports on there? Like Madden, NBA, is any of them on there?
FIFA. FIFA's on there.
FIFA, okay, all right. I forgot about FIFA, but yeah, there you
go. I'm just trying to look for. You've got a chess player there who's in like the top earnings.
There you go.
What else have we got? I'm just trying to look now.
Okay.
Hearthstone by Blizzard is on there.
Did you say Hearthstone?
Yeah, it's a game by like a card game by Blizzard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What else have we got on here? That's pretty much it. A lot of the highest earning games are. Oh, we've got one guy who's a Smite player who's earned quite a lot.
Smite, okay. My team loves to play Smite.
Rainbow Six Siege has earned quite a lot of money as you got lower
FMJ
down.
was playing it the other night.
Yo, King of Charmanders with the 500 biddies. Hello, my dude.
King of Charmanders, thank you for supporting. Fozzie does things with the biddies. Yes.
Can we get a shout out for King of Charmanders in the chat, please? I can't copy. It doesn't let me copy and paste it.
And he says, "I'm back."
Guess who's back? Thank you, Silenced. So yeah, if you want to talk a little bit about the first ever esports event, like noted first esports event, I know you had that that trivia that you showed me in the Instagram chat we were having earlier. So if you want to drop that, good to see you again as well, man. Fresh off that bullshit suspension, Charmanders. If anyone doesn't know, King of Charmanders was actually wrongfully suspended by Twitch for alleged, a 7-day suspension, which was absolutely bullshit. I was in the stream from where he got banned in.
What?
So they accused him of cheating in Pokemon Go.
What?
I was in the stream that they accused of him in like cheating in, and there was no cheating done.
What?
So Twitch fucking assholes, to be honest, but sadly there's not a lot you can do. Twitch support's useless, man. Yeah, he's like one of the most legit. He plays competitively as well, talking of esports. He plays Pokemon Go competitively. He goes to events all over the States, all around the world. So talking of esports, that's King of Charmanders for you right there. OP with a 500 bitties and Vacid with a sub. I appreciate you both. Also, for anyone who hasn't subbed already, I'm just quickly shamelessly promoting before we talk about esports. This will be going up on YouTube if you missed the beginning of it or you want to watch back over. So go drop a sub on the YouTube if you haven't already. I would appreciate it. I'm trying to get to that 100 subscribers so I can get a custom link because it just makes my YouTube look better, you know. It makes it more accessible.
Absolutely.
So if I can get like a custom URL on there, that'd be great. I would appreciate anyone who drops a sub. We're up to 15 actually. That's quite a lot.
Killing the game, Fozzie.
Thank you, Vacid. Thank you, Charmanders. Anyways, back to talking about how esports started. If you want to drop that in, and then I'll go on to what esports has grown into now, we can talk about that.
Absolutely. Okay, so now we had the very first esports tournament. And believe it or not, so it says here in this article, the first sports event happened all the way back in October of 1972 at Stanford University, where students competed on the video game Space Invaders, or aka Space War back in the day. So what was the grand prize? The grand prize winner for the winner was a year-long subscription to Rolling Stones magazine. And keep in mind, back in the 70s, Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and all that, I mean, that was it. Well, Beatles mainly 60s, but they were still popular in the 70s. They're still popular today, but anyway. However, it wasn't until 1980 whereby the first video game competition was held. This is the competition now. It was the Space Invaders Championship, had an attendance of 10,000 people. In
Holy
1980.
shit.
10,000 people. It received a widespread. Space Invaders, the game of the tournament, was a household name at that point in time. And it really was. So that's just the 70s. Let me go ahead and get you to the 80s, all right? I got the whole... Let's get it. I'll let you do current, okay? I got it.
Nicegro's got the hookup right now. He's he's going through every decade of esports.
Here we go. Now we get the 1980s. As the 1980s wore on, it would see that the rise of several companies that recorded their video game high scores. One such company was Twin Galaxies, who promoted video games and publicized high scores and records on publications such as Guinness Book of World Records. How about that? 1980s was real. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the 1990s. Now, this is really where it starts to
get bigger,
you know what I'm saying? I'm already in the hype mode already. So in 1990s, when the 90s came around, it saw the rise of the now indispensable internet and the World Wide Web. This is where the internet started becoming a big thing. You know what I'm saying? The internet did for gaming what it did for instant messaging. It connected gamers to the web so that now online competitive gaming was made possible. Internet connectivity also gave rise to the growth and popularity of PC games, and companies such as Nintendo, Blockbuster began sponsoring video game world championships around this time. Man. Okay, so now, in 1997, the Red Annihilation Tournament for the former famous Quake game. I'm not sure if anybody's ever heard of Quake.
Yeah,
that was a big game back in the day. Was held, it had about 2,000 participants. It is widely regarded as the world's first esports event. Technically, the first esports event was the Space Invader one, but it didn't get the official esports until like this time. The winner also got to drive off in a John Cormick lead developer Ferrari as the grand prize. You got a Ferrari if you won that in 1997. A 1997 Ferrari. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. And then a few weeks later, the leading major gaming league, it's called Cyber Athlete Professional League, CPL, was formed, and they held their first tournament later that year. The CPL was one of the more prominent of new leagues and tournaments popping up during this period. My goodness, my rating's awful. We also began to see bigger prize monies, such as $15,000 prize money by CPL on one of their tournaments in the following years. So not only did you get a Ferrari, you also got a $15,000 prize too.
Holy shit.
So now, 1998. This was a big year for me. 1998 was the year I got into football, got into basketball. Really got into it.
I'd have been 2 years old in 1998, just for the record.
I was 9. So
I was still in my dad's ball sack. It's all good.
Oh man! So, do you remember the amazing game that came out during 1998? And we just talked about this, Fozzie. All right. Yes, it's StarCraft, and its expansion pack, StarCraft Brood War, I believe is what it's called. My goodness. What set this game apart from the rest was its real-time strategy gameplay. which is unlike its other counterparts that relied on strategic thinking and execution rather than fast reflexes and muscle memory. This successor, StarCraft II: Wings of Liberty, continues to live up to the standards set by its predecessor while offering new strategical possibilities. Currently, the Global StarCraft II League, the GSL, from South Korea, is regarded as the most prestigious StarCraft II competition and strongest force in the RTS arena, posting over 50 million views and 17.5 million views on Twitch TV alone. So out of the 15 million viewers, 17.5 million of those people were from Twitch.
Holy.
And this is StarCraft.
In 1998, that game kicked off. And if you think about it, that's over 20 years later now. It's still one of the most viewed games on Twitch.
Right.
Well, StarCraft 2 is out.
Basically, I gave you the history from basically the 70s all the way to the 98, early 2000s. All right, Fozzie, what is esports looking like today?
So here I've got the top 5 biggest. This is as of May 22nd, 2019. I'm not sure the Fortnite World Cup's actually any bigger than that. But we'll go with this list. According to this website called lineups.com, the esports today is looking pretty good. At number 5, we've got League of Legends World Championship 2015, which happened on the 1st of the 10th, 2015, and it spanned all the way to the 31st of the 10th in 2015. So a whole month tournament right there.
That is amazing. A long way we came, man.
Yeah, that thing spanned a whole month across 4 different countries of France, London, Germany, and Belgium.
Yep.
A live attendance of people actually in the stadiums that it was at was a 43,000 total people. 36 million online viewers with a prize pool of $2,130,000, which is pretty fucking insane. So that's the League of Legends World Championship 2015 from Riot Games. I actually have no idea what this game is. I've never. In number 4 though, we've got a game called Crossfire Stars. I have no idea what that game is, but apparently it spanned from the 30th of November 2017 to the 3rd of December 2017. It was in China, and the viewers online, 37 million people. The live attendance isn't there, sadly, with a prize pool of $850,000. So this list is like the amount of people watching live and viewing online, not in terms of prize pool. But as you were saying, 1998, the winner of that won a Ferrari and $15,000, I think it was, you said.
Absolutely.
And we're already up to like $2 million right now. $850,000 for a prize. I mean, you do the maths, that's pretty insane. That's not accounting for inflation or whatnot, but the difference is an insane amount of money over like 20 years. That's pretty good growth.
Absolutely.
At number 3, we've got another League of Legends World Championship in 2016. It was in San Francisco, Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, so all in the States. It went from the 29th of the 9th, 2016, to the 20th. So this was over 2 days, the 29th of the 10th. Oh no, a month again. Another month, 29th of the 10th, 2016. Live attendance, 47,268 across 4 locations. Viewers online, 43,000. Get ready, this is an eye-watering amount of money for a prize pool. $5,070,000 prize pool. Now, I'm not sure on the size of the teams in League of Legends. I don't know how many players there is to a team in League of Legends, but that's between however many members of a team. So that's quite a lot of money.
That's a ton of money.
At number 2, second, the silver medal for the biggest esports events in history. We've got the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2017. So this is a lot of game. This is a Counter-Strike tournament. It was in Katowice in Poland from the 25th of February 2017 to the 26th of February 2017. So this is only a day long, this tournament. A live attendance for a 3-day event, 173,000 people. And there's a picture of it as well. The stadium looks fucking insane. Viewers online, 46 million viewers online apparently to this current day have watched it.
That's insane.
The prize pool at the time is $250,000, which isn't actually a lot, but that's the second most attended event. And rolling in at number 1, the most attended and watched online ever. Not the biggest prize pool, but the biggest amount of viewers online. The League of Legends Mid-Season Invitational 2018 went from the 5th of the 3rd, 2018 to the 5th. So this goes over... Jesus. This goes over 3 months. And this was in Aldershot.
3 months?
Yep, this goes from Aldershot and Paris, so Germany and France, I believe, if I've got my geography right there. Only a live attendance of 7,000 people total, but 60 million viewers online and still growing.
Million? Man,
yep. And a prize pool.
Imagine 60 million viewers.
A prize pool of $1,370,520. So not the biggest prize pool, but definitely up there.
That's a lot of coin.
And we've got more on the growth of the world of esports here.
Okay.
Get ready. The growth is actually pretty shocking.
Okay.
We've got 2014 esports made an estimated value of $41 million. 2015 it goes up to $61 million, so a 20 million estimated growth.
That's crazy.
2016, $99 million.
Oh my goodness.
Get ready, 2017 it really steps it up, 108,900,000.
Did you say billion or million?
Billion.
Billion? What?
It goes from 99 million to $1 billion in 2017.
Oh my goodness.
In 2018, 135 billion estimated revenue from esports.
Oh my goodness. That is... Why such a huge jump? What?
Just advertising, and I guess the amount of esports and
right, yeah,
leagues and stuff, which is different games coming out and how many competitive scenes there is. It's been confirmed that Kobe's daughter was on board. Are you kidding? Hold on, let's look. Oh my god. It's actually true.
Actually true about...
One of his daughters was on board.
Which, is it the oldest one?
Let's have a look. Gianna Marie Honore, the 13 years old. That's
can somebody put the link on there for me, please?
I'll post it for you.
Okay.
She was 13. All right, maybe I can't. Bear with me a sec.
That's okay.
I just posted it for you.
Thank you. All right, TMZ's finally back up on here. No. I just seen those two at the game. Like I said, that picture, they went. That was a home game that they went to, and him and LeBron chatted together before the game. Yeah, and that was the one that I believe that's the one that basketball believe too.
Yeah, it is. That hurts. That makes it sting a little more.
So Kobe is survived by his wife, Vanessa, and they have 4 daughters: Gianna, Natalia, Bianca, newborn Capri. And you said Gianna, is that I believe that's the oldest one, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
That was the one I told you that played basketball. She was on it too? No. Like, honestly, don't know what to say, Father. This really does hurt. It really does. And it even shows the picture of when Kobe and LeBron interacted with each other when he was at the game. What I was talking about earlier. I had just seen that not too long ago.
Pretty sad. He was 41 and his daughter was 13.
Yeah, so now it's survived with Vanessa and Natalia and Bianca, and then of course Capri, the newborn.
Man, that's shitty. Right as he's got a newborn child as well.
So yeah, Vanessa is gotta be hurting right now. Not only did she lose her husband, she lost her oldest daughter too. I mean, man, that's so sad. I am deeply saddened and hurt right now.
Life has a way of kicking people in the balls, right?
Yeah.
It's
appreciate you sending me the link, Fozzie.
It's all good. Yo, yeah. Trap, what's good, man?
What's going on, Trap?
What it do, baby?
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, that news about Kobe, that is devastating, to be honest.
That really hurts. It really does, Fozzie. I mean, that's somebody I watched growing up. I mean,
oh yeah, like Smaller said, a lot of people idolized him.
Yeah.
You know, he was one of the best players in the NBA for over 10 years, consistently as well.
Absolutely, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only other person that really surpassed him was LeBron.
That's just it. Say from downtown, what, me or Nicegro? Trap wants one of us to say something, but I don't know what.
From downtown, gets it in with the 3-ball. How about that?
Is that better for you, Trap? I don't know how long we've actually been live. I feel like we've been talking quite a while.
A little bit, yeah. I think 2 hours,
2 hours, yeah.
We started at 2, and then now it's 4:04 from what I'm seeing on my PC clock here. That's exactly what I wanted. Yes. I figured I'd do that, though.
I think we've pretty much...
an hour and 53 minutes, so close to 3 hours.
I think we've pretty much gone over...
everything we were going to go over.
Also, I need Nicegro to say he couldn't hit the backside of a barn.
Okay, I got you. He couldn't hit the backside of a barn. What is going on here? Why is he shooting 0 for 20 from the field? This is crazy. They didn't take him out of the game. And then lastly, it must be the shoes. I'm telling you, the terrible shoes there. I love what I do, Foz. I really do.
We've just got Nicegro doing sports commentary impressions now. That's
what we do.
That's what we do.
I enjoy doing it.
Those BBB shoes, Trap has said.
Those big baller brand shoes from LeVar Ball, Lonzo Ball, LiAngelo Ball, and LaMelo Ball, who could possibly be the #1 pick in this year's 2020 draft. So there you go. I got you, Fozzie. Yes, I do know about the big baller brand. And boom goes the dynamite. I mean, that's crazy. Look at that.
We're going to have to... I tell you what we need to do, actually. We need to get you and Trap doing a collaboration, because he plays a lot of NHL on stream. Hockey. Get a collaboration. Get on there as a guest.
Thanks, girl. Anytime Trap House Brunch.
There you go. He streams NHL 20. You have to get a guest appearance on his stream. Get in a Discord call. Chell meets 2K. Hell yeah.
Chell meets 2K. That's awesome.
Oh fuck. What do you mean, Trap? Oh fuck. What are you fucking at? I'm confused. He said oh fuck. I don't know. Maybe he just read the news about Kobe. I don't know. So you could have... Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, Trap. Get Nicegro to do one of your NHL games. It'd be sick.
Right. I could have Grow do commentary for one of my NHL games. I would be glad to do that. That would be fun. Good old hockey.
Get Nicegro to commentate over some of your hockey fights and over that goal one you've got, the goal command. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Be good.
Well, I want to say I think we've covered everything.
I believe we have it, to be honest with you.
Holy Mackinaw. Yeah, get Nicegro to say that one. That'd be amazing.
Let's see. Holy Mackinaw! What is this? Yes, I kind of have him saying it, though.
You just gotta clip it now, Trap, and put it as your sound alert.
And nothing wrong with it. I'm here to help. I enjoy it.
I'm actually going to see who's online. If we think we've covered everything, let's see who's Trap will stop by stream.
Back to work. I'll stop by your stream soon, Nicegro. Thank you. Trap House Brunch.
Right, who have we got online? Oh god, that's someone streaming. I don't know who to raid here. Who do we reckon? Anyone got any ideas?
Anybody in the chat have any ideas who me and Fozzie should raid?
So a couple of thank yous before I do know Digital Boy. I met him through this stream. He plays Escape from Tarkov. He actually came to my stream. He dropped like a load of bits and a sub. That's how I met him.
That's what's up. Yeah.
So a few thank yous. First of all, Nicegro, thank you for being on. Thank you for being a guest.
Fozzie, thank you. I truly appreciate you having me. And I enjoyed my stay here today on FozCast Podcast 2.
Appreciate you. I will try and have this on YouTube by the end of tonight. I have work early tomorrow, so it's still a maybe, but it will get up on YouTube by like the end of tonight or tomorrow, I hope, maybe.
I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be like the new episode.
Yeah. I think we might need to edit a few things out because we had some technical difficulties at the beginning there. Or I could just leave.
Yeah, that was the Discord thing. That was my fault.
I'll just leave. I can leave them in. It's part of the fun. It's all good. Yeah, exactly, Silence. I could just leave it. So, Nicegro, thank you for being a guest. Thank you for actually reading into the topics at hand, because some people wouldn't take the time out of the day to do that and just wing it, so I appreciate you.
Of course.
Vacid, thank you for that subscription, my dude. King of Chimander with the 500 bitties. Yeah, if you've got those Fozzie raid emotes in the chat, feel free to like stomp them in the chat somewhere. I'll copy and paste some for you right now with whoever we raid. If you're a sub, you'll have that Fozzie raid emote.
Or you can get it in with the Nicegro hype as well.
Yeah, put the Nicegro hype in there as well. There you go, I've copied and pasted it for you. in the chat. So if you want to copy and paste that, or the Nicegro hype, get that in there. I still actually haven't decided who we're going to raid yet. But yeah, Nicegro, thank you for being a guest. Charmanders for those 500 bitties. Vacid for that sub. Silenced for stopping in. Smaller, Trap House. All the usual gang versus Doctor. Jazzy, I'm just trying to scroll up the chat real quick. Silverback, thank you for being here, dude. Gift. Andrew, thank you, my dude. Yeah, it's because you're not subbed to Nicegro Silence, so the emote won't show up. I think that's everyone. Smaller.
What is
Silence.
going on here? Vassett gifted a tier 1 sub to Nicegro. They were
Holy
given
shit.
7 subs in the channel. Nicegro just subscribed for 2 months in a row.
Vacid, you are a madman. Thank you for the gifted,
Vassett,
my
thank
dude.
you so much.
Yeah, so if you want to copy the raid emote that I just put further up, you should have it now. Vacid gifted you a sub. Hold on, see if I can copy and paste it. I need to actually decide someone to raid, actually. So let's... we could raid Digital Boy, but I feel like I've raided him quite a lot recently.
Okay.
Who have we got? We've got Matty Fresh, he's playing Anthem.
Let's go ahead and get Matty Fresh. He was on the chat earlier.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, let's get Matty Fresh.
Yep.
Who's that? Vikings. I'm confused.
Is that what he's... Vikings? Talking about the TV show? I'm kidding.
Should we raid Vikings? Or Matty? Raid Matty Fresh.
Yeah, let's do Matty Fresh.
Let's get ready. If you've got those raid emotes, spam the fuck out of them in Matty's chat.
Yes, spam the emotes on the play.
Also, keep an eye out for my schedule this next week on all the social medias. Go check out Nicegro. The man, I'm pointing the wrong way. That's the way I want to point. Go check out Nicegro. The man's a legend. Yeah. I shall see you all next week. Schedule for this week coming up. Thank you all for tuning in. You too, YouTube, if you made it this far. Thank you for watching. See you all later, guys. I love you all. Vacid, Charmander, thank you again. Bye.